Welcome to the Tactical Dent Tech Podcast. You are now part of a small underground movement of dent technicians from all over the world. We are on a mission to change our industry with innovation, intelligence, and skill. But because we don't rely on an insurance company to steer customers our way, we need to do things different. We need to do things smarter. We do that through a network of technicians that we call the Tactical Tech Movement. Now let's get this revolution started.
Hey, what's up, everybody? John Hiley here with Angela Hiley with the Tactical Dent Tech Podcast. How you guys doing this, Monday evening?
Yeah.
Oh, better week late than never podcast.
Yes.
But we kept trying to do it.
Did we do one last week?
I think we did do one last week,
Before my birthday.
Yeah. We don't even remember when we did them now.
And
We're just fucking randomly dropping these bitches whenever we feel like it, so.
And that's when I told people, because we talked about the 4 Ps. Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's right.
And I told everybody how you weren't very passionate.
And since then, I've been massively much more passionate.
I had to call John Hiley out. I had to call him out.
And now I'm like a passionate motherfucker. First, I went to the real deep extreme, you know?
The deep extreme? What are you talking about?
Well, you know how I called you that day, and what did I call you, kitty fucker or something like that? Pussy fucker.
No, that's not it. I said something I told you how, I was like, why don't you send me little love?
Not...
No, I said, why don't you send me some little love messages? Text me some. Hold on. No, I said you text me, you go, I want your pee-pee.
So that was my start. That was the beginning journey of my journey on passion. And since then, I've even became more passionate. Didn't I even text you something that said, in my passionate voice?
You said, you are so beautiful. And then the cute little kissy emojis. And then below that it says, insert passion voice.
Yeah, motherfucker, insert passion voice.
No, you made sure I had a really good
birthday.
You did.
And what was that other day we celebrated?
We
celebrated some other shit. No, we celebrated your birthday.
There was Valentine's Day.
Okay, that was back then.
It was Valentine's Day and then my birthday. And then, of course, in May is Mother's Day. So you got one more.
Holy fucking shit.
One day everybody will know the reason why that John had to really go out of his way for this year in 2020 for Valentine's Day, my birthday, and Mother's Day. One day we'll tell the story.
One day we'll tell the story that happened last year.
Yeah, one day we will.
And it's not what you guys think, so don't be going thinking anything crazy. It's just a little something.
Yeah, and you guys will all understand.
You guys will all get it.
Yeah.
It's actually a story that I'm writing in my book.
Exactly, it is in the book.
So, it's one of them things that we're going to leave you on a massive fucking cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And, last year was a little bit wild, but nothing like you think, so don't go thinking any crazy thoughts or anything like that.
No.
But,
It was an awakening. Would you describe it like that? Would say an awakening.
We've had an awakening.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely talk about that in the future. So,
yep.
But I'm going to keep you guys on a cliffhanger on that one, because that's how I roll. And, that being said, on all of you guys and gals who are following us on motherfucking Instagram, bitches that aren't following me on Instagram don't see that we are doing 75 hard right now.
Yes, we are.
Which is from a guy named Andy Frisilla, does a podcast, couple podcasts. Really good business podcast. I've been told that we got a similar style, especially when I'm angry and passionate, and because he's like that almost his entire podcast. But anyhow, he came up with this 75 hard, and what it is, it's 2 workouts per day for 75 days straight. You got to drink a gallon of water, 2 45-minute workouts. One of them has to be done outside.
Yeah.
You've got to read 10 pages in a book.
Yeah.
You've got to drink a gallon of water. And what else? Was there anything?
You gotta eat healthy, no cheat meals.
Yeah, and whatever that means to you, whatever kind of diet that means to you, you implement that. I've been doing calorie counting and just keeping it under a X amount of calories to get to the point where I want to be before we go to motherfucking Miami.
Yeah.
And So that being said, we're actually on day number 6, I think that it is. And this is like literally working out 2 times a day. We're burning tons of calorie. I've never had my Apple Watch so happy with me. I mean, it's any of you guys that got Apple Watches, it tracks your fitness.
I've enjoyed the outdoor workouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good we did it during this time because we did have one day that was cold as fuck here in Ohio. And it was like,
bad.
well, it was that one day where it was all windy and shit, and you wouldn't go walk where I wanted to walk, where we're talking about building a house.
That's because it was more open and there was ice pelleting. It was icing, and I was like, no, let's just go back home and we'll walk in that area.
People in the southern states right now are shivering. They're going, oh.
But like,
ice pellets,
I was like, let's
cold.
go back home to our neighborhood and we'll walk around, and the houses will be kind of like a barrier. And it was, in all honesty, it was actually a really nice brisk walk that we took.
Yeah, so kind of the premise behind 75 Hard, it's not so much about the exercise as it is about the mental toughness that you develop during this program. Because if you miss one day during that 75 days, you've got to start back at day 1.
Yeah.
Or if you make a mistake during that 75-day program, you got to start back at day 1.
Yeah.
And the whole thing about it is mental toughness.
And being disciplined.
Yeah.
Being very disciplined.
So I've actually added a spin to my own little twist to 75 Hard. I later found out that he has different phases where he implements this one thing in there that has been, in my opinion, it's been just as powerful as the workout program 75 Hard. And the one thing that I'm talking about here, and a lot of you guys are going to I'm going to send chills down your spine whenever you hear this.
We'll have to play the video that I
Yeah,
took.
I've actually got it under control because
Yes.
literally when I was doing this to myself, I was like starting off like screaming and yelling, and it was the most brutal torture that I've ever put myself through.
And it was scaring me, like really, like it would be somewhat funny, but then all of a sudden I would
get like
scared.
a crazy
It would, like,
laugh.
Yeah, like and I would start getting like terrified. Like I was supposed to run in there and like save him, but I knew I couldn't because it was just horrible. So
they've been touting this thing around the success world for a long time, and I didn't really understand it because I didn't. This is one of the things where you might not even hear what the fuck I'm about to say or what I'm about to explain, because I do believe somebody's explained this to me before, but I didn't hear it because it sounded so terrible just to do the thing. So you guys might not, like what I'm going to explain to you, the benefits of it. You guys might not hear any of the benefits because it's going to sound so fucking terrible just to do this one thing that you won't be able to concentrate on the benefits that I'm getting ready to tell you.
Yeah.
Okay? So what I've been doing in the morning is taking an ice cold fucking shower. Like not just like a lukewarm, not all the way to the right hand side of the hot. I'm talking about taking the damn shower, turning it all the way to the cold side on the very coldest, as far as it will go, the highest power cold shower you can possibly imagine, and jumping in and washing my entire body, washing my hair. When the very first I did it in the evening, the very first night that I did it, and that night I bitched out a little bit, the very first time that I did it, because I was fucking starting to lose consciousness, I felt. I mean, I literally jumped in there, and my shoulders cramped on me, and I started hyperventilating, and I'm just looking around going, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what the fuck am I doing? And all of a sudden, I actually had one of them. You guys know them, like them neck cramps when you turn your neck the wrong way and you get that one little shooting pain up one side.
Yeah.
Well, I had one of them for like a week, and it was just starting to go away. And when I jumped in there, it seemed like it just fucking came right back. And then all of a sudden, it was like my neck cramp went all the way down into my shoulders. My hands ended up curling up into like balls. My feet curled up into balls. And I just sat there in this ice cold shower going, what the fuck am I doing? So that the very first night I bitched out, and I did it for a little while, and then I turned it over to the warm, and I was like, finally. And I ended up finishing up taking a warm shower. Like I couldn't even move my hands and my arms to grab the soap. Like I couldn't even think to grab the soap. I was sitting there and just thinking about this cold water hitting me and going, I'm gonna fucking die. And I know that sounds crazy, but the first time that you do it, you literally feel like you're about ready to die because you're hyperventilating and shit. And that's if you don't just, like, you can't do it like the pussy way. Like, you can't do it where you just, like, get part of your body in there and move in and out of it. You got to go in like a madman and just let it just submerge your head. You got to, like, just let it just all over your whole body, just cover you. Because if not, it's just going to be like this little game of, like, tiny little tortures, and you'll never really get the whole experience.
Yeah.
So, that being said, the first night, I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, wow. And, she was telling me, like, was I saying much that first night? The first night, was I talking? Yelling?
No, it was the next 2 days.
Yeah. Because the next day, I'm like, this is going to fucking really suck. I'm like, I tried it. I was like, but I know it's possible. Because, even when my business coach came up, he was talking about how he would speak on this one thing. And he lived in Anchorage, Alaska, where he was drawing water from a glacier. And he even told me, he's like, man, I never got used to them showers in that one. He goes, but, the cold showers are brutal around here, especially during the wintertime, stuff like that. I don't know if it's colder. I don't know if it gets warmer during the summer. I don't know. I haven't got that far yet. But it's cold as fuck. And, so the second day, I'm sitting here going, I know it's possible. I know that this can be done, and I know that I can do it.
But the thing is, though, is you decided that you were going to take the cold shower in the morning, and then at night you would
take a warm shower.
Yeah, you would take a nice hot shower.
It just doesn't make sense to do it at night, and I'll get to that here in a moment because we'll start talking about the benefits and stuff like that, if you can get over the thought of this. I've suggested this already to several people, including some of my coaching clients who I business coach. And I don't even know that they did it. Hint, hint, let me know. That you guys all know who I'm talking to. And I'm pretty sure that let me think. I've pretty much talked to each and every one of you guys about this. So, that being said, the second day, I ended up jumping in. And all this shit just came out of my mouth. I was just like talking shit to it. I was like, I made you my bitch. And I was like yelling all kinds of stuff. And she thought it was hilarious the first day.
No, I thought
and
it was...
the second day, we ended up recording it a little bit.
No, I thought it was funny both days in the beginning. But then it would start getting terrifying. And I'm just like...
Because you're about ready to lose your fucking mind. If you could imagine being like a...
No, I know.
If you could imagine like somebody in like a loony bin. That's what it comes down to the first few days that I did it. And now I'm not feeling that. Like I said, I'm on day...
That, I even told you, I was like, that's almost like when somebody's having an anxiety attack of what's going on inside their head.
Hold on, I'll tell you guys what day I'm on real quick. I'm going to look at my photos just so we're accurate because I've been marking 75 hard to give you this calendar. Okay, so tomorrow is going to be day 7. I'm 6 days in a row I've been taking ice cold showers. The first one was in the evening, and the next 5 days were all in the morning. The first 2 days in the morning, I was hooping, hollering, yelling. It started freaking her out, so I was like, John, you got to get your shit together. Mm-hmm. I was like, you got to, just internalize this. So I actually been listening to a song every morning. It's called Good Morning by, what's his name, like Chamillionaire or some shit.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's all about, good morning to your haters or some shit. And I've been listening to that song every morning, and now I'm actually to the fucking point where I'm jumping into this ice cold shower, and yes, it's horrible. Yes, it's painful, but I'm getting to the point where I'm standing in there long enough. I'm washing my entire body. I'm washing my head when I'm in there. I'm washing my fucking balls in ice water.
Let's play the video. Let's play
Listen to me, guys. When you wash your fucking balls in ice water, you are a certified fucking killer for the rest of the day. There is nobody that's going to stop you. There is nothing that's going to stop you. And we're going to get to that here in a moment, okay?
Let me play it.
So we're going to go ahead and play. This was day 2 of me yelling in the shower.
Wait a minute.
You bitch voice.
Hold on. Let me start it back over.
Oh, motherfucking bitch. Fuck you, bitch voice. Fuck you, bitch voice. Here I am. Oh, yeah, this actually feels fucking good today. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, give it that. Oh, yeah. Ice fucking cold. What's up, bitch? Oh, I'm gonna take my time. Oh, motherfucking from Ohio! You fuck! Ah! Yeah! Who wants some? Who the fuck wants some? Ah!
This is the part I don't like.
Motherfucker!
Scares me.
Yeah, motherfucker! Woo! Yeah, what's up? Oh, I feel so fucking good! Ah, yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, 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 oh,
There it is, guys.
How do you feel when you hear that? When you hear that
Oh,
play back?
to me, it's hilarious because I know what was going through my head at the time when I was screaming "fuck you, bitch" voice. You guys have heard me talk about this if you guys have listened to some of my podcasts in the past, and I'm going to get into deeper on why this actually destroys your bitch voice. And that's because everybody has this voice inside your head, right? Like throughout the day, I don't give a fuck, man. If you're not like super successful, it's because of your bitch voice. If you're not really fucking killing it in life or killing it in the things you're doing, it's because your bitch voice. And we all become a victim of that at some point. I mean, I was a victim of that. I was starting to get winter depression around here. You know what I mean? Where I was just feeling like shit during the winter. And it was just my bitch voice going, don't do anything, John. Don't do anything today. Or don't do anything right now. And it's literally the voice that tries to talk you out of being the best version of yourself. Mm-hmm. Now, can we be perfect? No, it's impossible. Even the best fucking sports car on planet Earth, the best built Bugatti fucking sports car engine on planet Earth has little flaws, right? So can we be flawless? Hell no. But we can always be probably a lot fucking better. All of us, And, unless you're Bill Gates or Warren Buffett or, somebody at that level, you could probably do a lot more shit with yourself, know. And typically the one thing that's talking everybody out of that is their bitch voice. It's the voice inside your head that fills you with fears, all kinds of fears, whether it's the fear of poverty, whether it's the fear of, going out and opening your own business, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have already conquered that. But, just think about people's bitch voice when they work at a job they hate, okay? So, for instance, you work at a job you hate, but you want to open your own business. But you're afraid to leave the job that you hate to open up your own business because you're scared you're going to fall back in poverty. Well, what the fuck are you really scared of? If you were good at the job you're doing right now, then if you fail, you can go get another job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's your bitch voice that's telling you that you're going to ruin your life or that this is going to fucking, be this huge deal when it's not. So that's your bitch voice. It's the voice inside your head that talks you out of being the best version of yourself. And this not only was 75 Hard geared to destroy your bitch voice, the shower is geared. It's not even about the shower. It's about a battle with your bitch voice every day and saying, fuck you. You know what? I'm going to step up and I'm going to do this shit. And when you do something that's so mentally challenging and mentally hard to do, the very first thing in the morning, the rest of the day, everything just becomes easier.
And you have like a crazy amount of energy after you get out of the shower in the morning from taking that ice cold
Man,
shower.
It's like drinking some sort of natural coffee that doesn't have any crash. And it lasts like most of the day. Like my skin is red when I come out of the shower.
Cold.
My skin is red, and I can walk out in the Ohio winter with probably with my shirt off and be like, it's fucking warm out here after doing that. And it also, years ago, actually when I started researching it a little bit deeper, like I said, some of you guys might not even be able to hear this. You guys are just sitting there shivering going, fuck that.
Like, that dude's fucking
going, there's
crazy.
no way that I'm going to do that.
John Hiley's fucking
But
crazy.
I'm telling you guys, I honestly, after doing this for this many days, I don't think I'm ever going to stop. And some of you guys may have listened to the podcast with me and Wasfi. It's called the Tactical Mentors Podcast. We actually interviewed a dude who took cold showers every day. Really successful guy. We had several really, really successful people on there, including an NBA player. Was a Derek, what was his name? Derek, shit. You guys could go look it up. But lots of Derek Anderson. We had on there. He played for Duke. Waspy used to own a Duke apparel store.
No, Kentucky.
Or Kentucky, yeah. He played for
still
UK,
does.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, for UK. He played for UK, Derek Anderson, and then which he was the fucking man there. And Waspy owned a UK apparel store, and so he knew all the UK basketball players. A lot of them became NBA players, so we were, was able to line up an interview with an ex-NBA player, which was really cool. But that being said, guys, the whole deal about this is, and like I said, we're on a podcast with a guy who did that his entire life, real successful guy. But the whole deal with it is, man, it's like battling something each and every day. It's like, I really think that in a way we're always in a war with ourselves. We're always going to be pulled towards moments of ease and a life of pain. I've talked about this in some of the earlier podcasts, how when you choose tiny little moments of ease over, a moment of pain, and you could go to a very primal example, and that would be the gym, okay? Everybody knows they should go to the gym. Everybody knows they should go out and run. Everybody knows they should exercise, right? But they have to choose a moment of pain over a day worth of pleasure, right? So you take that moment of pain, them little tiny moments of pain, and you choose them tiny moments of pain for a life of pleasure, a life of fulfillment. Life is fucking better when you work out. I don't give a shit how you want to wrap it, how you want to, life is better, okay? If you physically can work out with your body, you should be working out.
Yes.
Right? And I know all of you guys can agree with this. The second thing would be food, okay? All right, so we all know that we should eat healthy.
Yes.
But we get in the habit of choosing bad shit
Yes.
that fuels our day with pain.
Yes.
Because when you eat like shit, you feel like shit. What you eat today, you wear tomorrow, okay?
That is true.
So you got to choose a moment of pain, meaning that you don't eat that fried chicken that you really want, or that I really want, because I love fried chicken. And I decide to eat maybe grilled chicken.
You don't want to turn into Poochie Man.
Right. Which I am actually going the opposite direction. It's so funny. I always like to get fat in the winter and then call it bulking. That's what everybody says. They're like, yeah, man, I'm looking, hey, man, you like gained a lot of weight lately, man. You're like, yeah, I'm bulking up now.
No, you're just fucking Poochie Man.
I think Jeremy Carroll pulled that shit on me one time. When Jeremy Carroll came out to was it the Mega Media event? That would have been Mega Media event number 1 in San Diego, which we're having our 5th one in San Diego, the next one. But he came out there and he was Poochie Man. Jeremy's
that was in October.
Yeah, Jeremy's a big dude, but he was Poochie Man, and they were claiming he was bulking, and I'm like, nah, dude.
No, Jennifer called him.
Yeah, you're bulking on French fries, and you're bulking on pizza.
She was even saying that he eats like shit.
Yeah, because if you're
saying that,
technically, if you're bulking, you should be eating like grilled chicken, like tons of it, like a shit ton of it, brown rice. Bulking. That's how you bulk, and you eat really low fat shit, but you eat a ton of protein.
Yeah,
you don't bulk by going and eating a couple Big Macs and French fries.
No.
So, yeah. But ultimately, guys, the whole thing from 75 hard to the cold showers that I'm taking in the morning, I just feel like I'm on fire. And in all honesty, I catch myself choosing where I may have chosen to sit down to do some sort of busy work. I catch myself choosing the right path on a daily basis, if that makes sense. I catch myself choosing the important task and getting them done. And I'm plowing through things like I never have before, and I feel much more energized while I'm doing it. So I don't feel like it's so painful that it takes away from my energy on a daily basis. I think a lot of times we do things like we build things up and we do things that are painful, maybe something we don't want to do.
So let me ask you a question. Since I've asked you to kind of like tone it down, well, I actually tell him to close the bathroom door and then I stay downstairs. But since you changed your whole tone, does it feel a little bit? Does it feel better instead of like being that way?
Every day it gets a little bit better, and I get a lot less hesitant, if that makes sense. So, the first few days I was like literally looking at the shower going, fuck, I'm about ready to do this. I'm about ready to do this. All right. I stick my hand in there. I'm like, oh my God, this is brutal. I always got to stick my hand in there a little bit just to
prepare yourself.
Just to prepare myself a little bit of what I'm getting ready to jump into. And what I like to do is I like to get my washcloth and my soap ready. Because you don't want to be fucking standing there with a pumper trying to pump your soap out while you're doing that. You just don't want to do it. I'm cool with the shampoo. But when it comes to the little pumper down there, I get my soap on my washcloth, get it all soaped up. I've been playing that song Good Morning, and every morning I listen to the whole song.
On Saturday, I heard you up there singing.
Yeah, so I'm singing the song now. And to be honest with you, there's a certain point where I've been standing there so long that I'll stand there and I can't even feel that it's cold anymore at a certain point.
I feel like by you singing, it's almost like you putting like really good positive juju out there instead of
that shit you guys just heard.
Yeah.
But it's like now, of course, like right when you get in, it's brutally cold, no doubt. But there's been a few points where I'm sitting here going, I'll stop and it'll be running across my chest and I'll be like, this feels like regular water now.
Yeah.
And then you'll make a turn to the right or the left and it'll just be brutally cold again because it'll hit like some extremity that hasn't been totally saturated for.
I wonder if it's because that one area is like numb.
And then the first time that you turn around and it hits your back, because I always get in first and let it hit my chest and get my face wet. And then I got to do that brutal point where you've actually got to turn around. It's got to hit your back. That's kind of fucking brutal.
No, I am not partaking.
It's almost like you're getting like when you turn around and it starts to hit your back, you look like if somebody was cracking you with a whip on your back, like smack. You're like, oh. And then you kind of just chill there for a second, settle in. Mm-hmm. I never keep my head submerged more than 10 seconds at a time because for whatever, your head keeps in a lot of your body heat. And when you submerge your head, man, for a certain amount of time in that brutal cold water, it just, I can't even explain it. It's like you start to forget where you're at. Yeah. It's like you're almost like losing your bearings a little bit. So, but I've been washing my head and washing my beard as well in the morning when I get in there. But I'm just telling you guys, if y'all are looking for something that is going to fuel you and take you to the next level, man, it's like you got to get to the point where you want success, you want it so bad that you're willing to do these things to give yourself that little edge. Mm-hmm. Everybody I know that's like super fucking successful, they do all of these little things that just give them this small edge. I was another coach of mine. He was on, we were on a coaching call, and he was on like Zoom or whatever. And he was talking about all these little things that he does to test, and just to give him that little bit of that edge. Mm-hmm. And he's a fucking boss. I mean, he's a boss. You know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And the shit that he's doing is insane. And writing, just everything you can imagine. The dude's fucking opening up restaurants in Las Vegas, and I mean, just one thing after the next. He's on fire. And he's talking about the little things that he'll do, and talking about just small things like, okay, when my alarm goes off on my phone in the morning, where am I setting it at in the room? And when I get up and if I got to walk across the room, does that piss me off when I do that? Or does this ringtone piss me off whenever I hear it? Do I want to put a song on my phone that when I wake up in the morning, it makes me reminiscent of some sort of good times or something I felt in the past, right? How does that make me feel? And the dude's done everything from changing the thread counts on his fucking sheets, to just dialing in. And he's the one that actually introduced me to 75 Hard. I know it's Andy Frisilla, but he's the one who actually introduced me to the whole concept of 75 Hard. And I get it now. It's about mental toughness. Mm-hmm. And when you put yourself through that level of pain voluntarily, like the shit throughout the day is nothing, man. Like the shit that would like normally like ruin your life for hours or whatever, because something happened and it just
minutes.
it like ruins your life for that amount of time. Like, you don't give a fuck about that. You washed your fucking balls in ice water. Motherfucking this shit ain't gonna ruin your day. You already fucked it up to begin with. Shit, look, when you wash your fucking balls in ice water, everything's uphill from there, my friends. Or downhill from there, my friends. Everything's fucking easy from there, my friends. Wash your balls in ice water the rest of your day. There ain't nobody can fuck up the rest of your day. You already fucked it up. You see? You fucked it up to the point where you can't fuck it up anymore. So now you're fucking rolling.
Rolling.
And it's just momentum, You start to build momentum. And I highly recommend it. I recommend doing the 75 hard. I definitely recommend doing the ice cold showers forever, from here on out. Forever.
Yeah, you can go on with the bad self.
I'm going to keep doing it.
I'm not partaking in that. I don't think that would be very beneficial for me.
Yeah, you'd probably freak out.
Yeah, you'd probably have to take me to the hospital.
Yeah, I'd be like calling the ambulance, and they'd be here hauling her out like with one of them neck things, like that keep people's necks steady and
Who
shit.
knows? That would not be good for Angela.
She says she's got hyperthermia. Her body's only 94 degrees or some shit, 89 or whatever. I don't know, whatever temperature.
Oh, no, thank you.
Some good shit, man.
I know, some good shit. What else do you want to talk about?
Shit, that's it.
Oh, you want to talk about...
Oh, you guys better get on it. If you guys are listening to this tonight, I already sold out all of my Krispy Kreme hammers. So them bitches went fucking fast, man. I knew Krispy Kreme was a good name to drop them hammers under.
There were some good donuts, too.
Yeah, so I sold out the Krispy Kreme edition, but I still have, and this might be the last time, with the brand new handles, the handles got these real nice little chrome lips at the top. They're beautiful.
Yeah, they are.
The other handles I sold in the past were savage, and they worked. They were good. They were savage as fuck, but these things are like a little work of art. And
they truly are.
So I still do have $97 free shipping in the United States, a tactical blending hammer. Guys, it'll never be sold this cheap again. I am passing the reins of my tactical tool company to somebody who's going to help me with it. And it just can't ever be this cheap again. It's just one of them things where now there's going to be more people involved. I'm not going to be able to run the type of sales that I run now. And but that being said, because there's more people involved, because we got a vision for the company.
Yeah, I'm like super duper
I don't
excited.
have to implement everything. I mean, I have to implement the designs. I have to approve the designs. I have to draw them out, things like that. But I don't have to do all the testing, the R&D. I don't have to deal with the manufacturers. I'm stepping out of that role because it's not valuable for me to be there. It's not I love the designing and all that stuff, but in all honesty, I'm losing fucking money when I'm in dealing with manufacturers and running shit back and forth. I just can't be involved in that role anymore day to day. We got too much we got other things going on that I'm more passionate about. And the thing is, I am fucking really passionate about the tools, and that's why I'm doing this, because I can't move them far enough on my own right now. I have to bring somebody in at this point to move.
I'm stoked. I'm really.
And we'll tell you guys more than that. We're still in the middle of paperwork, and we're still in the middle of the legal type things that we've got to
because of all the ideas
that
can be created. It's going to be amazing. I think it's really. I think, in all honesty, I think it's something that the PDR community, all you guys and gals out there, you're going to really love it.
Yeah, like I said, the tools have been more... They've never been a big moneymaker for me. It's been more of a passion thing for me because, guys, there's so much money that you wrap up in the testing. There's so much money that you wrap up in the product. By the time you sell them, it seems like all the money that you make from that product launch always goes into buying the next group of products. You've always got to buy minimum orders, so you're dropping 10,000 here, 10,000 there, 20,000 here, 20,000 there, and it's a constant thing, right? So because of that, the only reason that I made them is because I'm passionate about them. Because the only reason I created the Gorilla Grip is because I wanted that fucking handle. Anson sent me these badass tools, and they had this little, we talk about bitch voice, we had a little bitch handle on them.
Yeah.
And later on I found out that it was a machine handle. So it's just a cheap option. I get it. It's a cheap option to put on a tool. I'm glad that they are put on tools because I was able to build my tool to retrofit them.
Yeah.
But the thing is, guys, your hands are like your most important thing. And I had these badass tools that Anson had sent me, and I couldn't even push a fucking dent out of the door. I had to go grab another tool to finish a dent because of how badly they hurt my hands.
Yeah.
And right then, it just dawned on me. I got this idea. I was like, there's a fucking market for me to make something to snap onto the top of these.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be greedy about it. I could have made a tool that snapped onto each and every one of them. And you had to unscrew it to pull it off, right? Mm-hmm. And honestly, the tool could have been probably made cheaper if I would have made it that way. It could have been a cast tool or something like that. But then you would have to buy 10 of them.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be greedy about it. I wanted to give something that would work on all your tools. You could buy one of them and use them on all your tools. And then I knew, you got to admit, honey, I was worried when I came out with the T-handle because I had a big stock of the original Tacticals sitting back. And I came out with the T-handle, and I had two choices when I made the T-handle. I said I could either make it to where you really wouldn't work that well as a door tool, or I could make it tactical and stay true to my tactical ideas and make it to where it could be easily used as a door tool as well. Mm-hmm. But now I'm going to wipe out the need for my other door tool, potentially. I'm going to potentially wipe out that need. And I talked to some people about it. I'm like, what should I do? Should I make a T-handle that's a little bit bigger and this and that? And everybody said make a T-handle that was bigger. Don't make one that's going to wipe out your door tool. And at the end of the day, I said, fuck that. I said, you know what? I'm going to sell this thing to people, and I want people to get the max benefit out of it. I'm not going to make it some fucked up, flawed way where they can't use it as a door tool. If I've got to eat fucking 300 of these other tools that cost me a lot of fucking money, then fuck it. I'm going to eat them. I was like, I'll find a way to sell them. If I got to discount them, whatever it is, I'll figure out a way. And I launched the T-handle. Just like that, so people can take off one side, put it on the other side, and use it as a door tool. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I want to sell things that I want to buy.
Yeah.
I don't want to sell shit to be gimmicky. And I have no problem recommending other people's shit as well. Mm-hmm. I have no problem with that at all. And I have no problem with people developing their own things. I don't care if it comes in collision with the things I'm developing, with the things that I'm doing. For me, tools are about improving the daily life of the technicians out there. It's about improving my daily life, your daily life. And if somebody can improve that better than me, then fucking so be it,
Yeah.
And
I loved it when you got the Gorilla Grip. I remember, when you got that thing, you were just like...
I was in awe over it.
I know you
It's
were.
a beautiful tool. It's a beautiful tool.
And
I carried it around. I carried it around for a whole weekend.
I know you brought it home.
I brought it home with me.
You brought it home.
It was fucking like literally, I get in my car and stick it in my passenger seat and drive around with it.
Yeah, you were so... Yeah, you were
I just didn't want to
You were like a little kid that got that Christmas present that he always wanted.
Yeah.
And just would not leave it out of your sight. And that's
Yeah.
what it was. And you had this twinkle in your eye, and I just remember.
But the crazy thing is, because the T-handle never did fully replace the original. Mm-hmm. If we look to date, we sell about the same. I mean, when we run sales, when we have them on the website, we sell about equal of both of the tools. Mm-hmm. I want to say the last few runs, actually, I just don't think people know that you can use the T-handle as a door tool. Even though guys, look. You guys listen to me and you guys watch a lot of videos, but there's people that are big time out of the loop. And that's why sometimes you guys see me driving my advertisement into the dirt. That's because I still run into fucking people that say, I didn't even see you offering that, or definitely when it comes to the functionality of a tool, you have to almost say it over and over and over again. And I probably haven't went live enough and talked about the T-handle, the availability that you can use it into an actual. You guys all know, but trust me, there's fucking people out there who don't know.
Maybe you need to make a video sometime.
So that being said, I want to say the original probably on the last few runs outperformed the T-handle in sales by a little bit, just by a little bit. But the interesting thing is, anybody in person who sees the T-handle, They normally pick that when I show them that you can use it as a door tool. But the thing is, it doesn't. Sometimes they'll pick the other one because it doesn't extend as long. Although if I would have continued getting deeper into it, I would have developed an extension system, stuff like that, and that is going to be available in the future. But like I said, guys, I'm being pulled. I'm burning the candle at both ends right now, and we are moving in a direction where somebody's going to majorly. They're going to help me scale this end of the business and grow it.
And it's going to be beautiful, and everybody's just going to love all this wonderful stuff that's gonna, be available.
And that's the thing. It's always going to stay true to, the original premise that you're going to be able to take one tool and turn it into multiple tools, and you're going to be tactical with, your approach to repair with this set that we're creating, and with these things that we're creating. We want to make them like the most versatile. That's the key for me, is the most versatile, that you can use that thing anywhere. Just kind of like the tactical hammer. That's where the idea was born. And not only is it a hammer, but it dubs as a bolting onto a panel. It dubs as a knockdown. I wanted something that you could do a lot of things with it. You can add extensions to it. You can make it longer, shorter, things like that. And I'm always going to stay true to that design. I would much rather see a guy, instead of walking around with 70 tools, a 68-piece master set, they'd be able to buy 25 tools that would do everything them 70 tools would do. That's my goal. That's the objective. And then, not to mention the least amount of tools, the less clutter on your cart. There's just so many benefits to doing it that way.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Totally feel you there, Big Daddy.
So I think that's about it, babe.
Yeah.
It's 9:30 Monday night. Way past my bedtime. We get up at 4 a.m., y'all.
We got to get to bed. We got to wake up at the butt crack of dawn so we can go and work out.
4 a.m., baby. Check it out, though. You guys, go Google 75 Hard. And there'll be, the dude doesn't sell shit. He does. He owns a supplement company. But for 75 Hard, he's not going to sell you shit. You enter your email. He gives you the whole program for free. It's a good deal. It's a good deal. So, hit me up. Let me know if you guys get involved. I'd like to hear about that.
I would totally.
I'd like to hear about that.
Me too.
Let me know about the cold showers. Let me see if any of you guys actually got the fucking... If any of you guys got the balls to wash your balls in ice water, let me know about that too.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or am I the only one in the PDR industry that can do this shit? There's some other crazy motherfucker out there.
Yeah.
And I want to know who you are.
Yeah.
I'm going to call out Zan. I think Zan's crazy enough to do this.
He might
He's a fucking Viking who shoves sticks up people's asses.
Oh my God.
From Slovenia.
Oh, he's going to get you.
All right, guys. So anyhow, and just a heads up, just so you guys know, Zan the man, I love it. Was over there watching him. He won the Den Olympics again. This motherfucker's winning more shit than anybody I've ever seen in the PDR industry. He's a phenomenal tech. He's worked right at my shop. He's worked some big, nasty repairs. Dude's a really good technician. Very clean work. He deserves every bit of it.
And an awesome individual.
He worked the dent out. The majority of the dent he worked out with the tactical Gorilla Grip, the original. I want to say that I don't know whether he had it on a Dent Reaper, whether he likes that A1 makes a Ford tool. That if you guys got the Gorilla Grip, go buy the Ford tool set from A1. It's I think it's like $120 maybe, and it's 2 tools, and it's got a BB tip, and on that BB tip, it's 2 door tools, real thick, girthy door tools, and it's got a BB tip on the end, and you can actually put a one of them red cherry, I think it's called an R4 red cherry tip on the end of it. I'm just telling you, it's a badass tool. That might have been the one Zan was using. I don't know, but I do know that he was using the Gorilla Grip for a good part of the repair when he was doing the Den Olympics, and he won with it. It's the power of leverage, guys. It's the power of fucking leverage.
Yes, it is.
So anyhow, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and bounce out of here.
Yes.
Appreciate each and every one of you for listening to the show.
What's that thing we say at the end?
We're going to see you on that next one.
No, we say something else.
Your vibe is your tribe.
No, I thought your vibe attracts your tribe? No, that's not it.
All right,
Your vibe
everybody.
is your tribe?
We're going to get out of here. We'll see you on that next one.
Yes.